You're targeting the right people. It's just that your ads suck. Hey, it's Jaime with Escrow Real Estate Advisors. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another video. And if you're already subscribed, hit that notification bell so you ensure that you don't miss another video. And if you already have both of those taken care of, congratulations, your homework is done, and thank you so much. All right, let's talk ad copy. And more specifically, how to improve our ad copy. But before we jump into that, let's understand what we're attacking, what part of our marketing funnel we're attacking. So regardless of what you're doing, if you have a product for sale or a service to offer, you have to keep ad copy in consideration. So that means regardless if you're doing online sales, physical sales, if you have a store, whatever the case may be, down the product side, or if you're offering a service, like a done-for-you service, or helping home buyers buy a house or helping home sellers sell their house, that's a service. So product or service, this applies the same way. So we'll just, so we don't get lost. Nope, that's a U. Product or service. This applies to both. So what is it that you're doing? It's either you have a product or you're a service. The next decision in the marketing cycle is how are you going to market? How are you going to make people aware that you have that product or that service to offer? So what this looks like is in the online world, you have either social media, we'll just put social media, SS, and then we'll put either SEO, so it's that search engine, whether that be your Bings or Googles, or anything related to search. So there's your SEO. And that's the online world. If you're doing direct mail, if you're gonna inform the world that you have a product or a service via direct mail, or if you're gonna cold call, or if you're gonna door knock, these are your mediums right here. These are your mediums. And sorry, we're racing through this, but just want to get to the focal point of the video sooner rather than later. So there's your medium. You have your product and service that you're offering. Then you decide the medium that you're going to use. What we're attacking today, the focus of our video today, is the ad copy, which for our purposes is the online world. So that can manifest itself in, as seen there, a social media, online directories, Google searches or Bing searches or websites, anything that relates to online marketing, that's what we're after. Now, we have two things to consider at this point, and that's the ad copy. Essentially, what are you going to share? How are you going to brand yourself? How are you going to share your story? How are you going to share the services or products that you offer? So how are you going to share that to the world? That's the first part. So that's your ad copy. That's your actual ad. And then you have the audience. Who is your audience? Where are you going to find that audience? And how are you going to match the two? And it makes a lot more sense when you're running a Facebook ad where you select your campaign, then you decide your ad set, which essentially is who are you targeting, and then your actual ad. I'm finding that a lot of people, you have your audience here. I'm finding that a lot of people have really no issue finding the audience. Where they fail is the ad copy. And how that manifests itself is when you're running an ad, maybe your image is off. Maybe it isn't congruent with the message that you're offering. The actual ad copy, what you're saying within the ad just doesn't make sense. There's not a call to action. People are confused as to what they need to do to either interact with you or get the lead magnet that you're offering, or they're just confused. It's not compelling enough for them to either stop scrolling through their feed or click through to actually get access to your ad or get access to whatever you're offering. So the ad copy is very important, and that's something that we miss quite a bit. So this is that frustration where maybe you saw an exact ad, you saw the exact audience that they were targeting, or you saw the exact audience that I target in some of my videos, and you're not seeing the direct translation from what you saw online to your own ads. And it's not necessarily that the audience is off, it's most likely your ad copy. You're not creating a compelling enough audience to get somebody to click through and actually either enter their email or their phone number or just reach out to you. So the ad copy has a lot to do with it. So I wanted to provide you, more than one. I'm going to provide you 2 resources that you can use to improve your ad copy, and it's very simple. And when you see it, you're gonna think, wow, that was way too simple. I should not have made it that complicated. So ad copy is essentially downstream from what people are searching for. You want to connect in the same vernacular. You want to connect in the same manner that people are searching for what you're offering. So if you're offering to sell a house, then what you can do, what you should be doing, is some research straight off of Google. There's a lot of data going into Google every single day, and you're going to see an organic way of searching for it, and then a service that you can use, but it's free. It's a free tool that Google itself offers. So the homework that you're assigned with is finding the ad copy or finding searches that are common so you can embed them into your ad copy. So what does that look like? How to sell my house, as an example. All right. Now, this is a Chrome extension. Oops. What did I do? This on the right-hand side is a Chrome extension. It's free to use. It's essentially, it highlights related keywords that you're going to see in another tool that I'm going to show you. Feel free to use it. It's called Keywords Everywhere, and it's free. Again, there's no cost to it. You can use that, but I'll show you a more direct way to get to it. This is more of a convenient feature for you, but we're going to go and look at it this way. So when you type in something like how to sell my house, if you're running an ad related to homeowners, you're wanting to get listings, right? So you type in something that a homeowner would type into Google so you can start crafting your ad copy. If you're not sure what type of language you should include, what type of keywords you should include, what type of phrases you can include, this is the way to do it. So how to sell my house. How to sell your house without a realtor. You know, I've used that in some ad copy and it works. And I am a realtor. So just because that's their intent, that's what they're searching for, doesn't necessarily mean that's what they want. They want to sell their home, and they just think that they don't need a realtor, or would much rather save on the fees without necessarily knowing that working with the realtor, what they net after the sale is actually greater a majority of the time. So how to sell a house by own paperwork, how to sell your house in 5 days, as you can see here. And this will be in the plugin. So please feel free to download it. But again, that's just more of a pro tip if you would like. That's not something that's not part of the 2. This is the first way to do it. Search and do some homework on finding keywords, finding phrases, finding actual phrases that will that will make people move, that will make people act because they're presently searching for it. So, how to sell your house in 5 days. That's a title that I can take straight into one of my ads and then test it. How to get your house ready to sell. There's a demand for this. You see 880 searches a month. So if I craft a little cheat sheet for the top 5 things to avoid or 5 things to do to get ready to sell a house, that's very valuable because I know people are actually searching for this. Paperwork for selling a house with a realtor, for sale by owner, how much is my house worth? So you see the searches on that. So whenever you're crafting ad copy, yes, you do want to draw attention, but at the same time, don't try to reinvent the wheel and try to get cute with it. You see exactly what people are searching for. So ad copy is not that difficult. Ad copy is being creative for you right here. You just have to know where to look. And if you're struggling with wording, again, Google is giving you this answer by aggregating all the data that people are actually looking for. Same with buying a house. You see the want to buy a house. Let's just say I want to buy a house, and we scroll all the way down to get some suggestions. Steps to buy a house. It's right there. Buying a house for dummies. I may not use that in my ad because I find that a little bit offensive, but buying a house checklist. That's something that's being searched for. So you see 3,600 searches a month. How to buy a house. You see quite a bit. So this is essentially writing the ad copy for you. Again, you don't have to get super cute with it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already been invented for you here. So you take what people are actually searching for right now, embed them into your ad copy, and you're off and running. So this is one way of doing it. I know that some of you will probably go over and get the keywords everywhere, but some of you may not. So I want to provide you another resource that you can go to, and that's the Keyword Planner. So how you get here is you do have to have a Google Ads account. It used to be called AdWords, so I'm kind of getting accustomed to the change in language that I have to use when it comes to Google Ads. You do have to create an account, but the account is free. You don't have to fund it. You don't have to do anything like that. You just have to create an account. And once you create an account, you're going to go to Keyword Planner. You're going to find keywords. How to buy a house. And then you get some examples. How to buy a foreclosed home. How to buy a house with bad credit. How to buy a foreclosure. How to buy a home. How to make an offer on a house. You can arrange by monthly searches. How to buy a house is by far one of the most searched keywords. So you can test the difference between how to buy a house versus how to buy a home. You can test those out. All you need to do is change this up a bit. See if there's a difference. Oh, it was actually down here. So you see that the difference between how to buy a home and how to buy a house. It was back there. See if I can get to it. Let's go back. All right, so you see the difference. How to buy a house, this is the amount of searches per month, the average monthly searches. And you see the difference, how to buy a home. The only difference between the two is house and home. And you see the amount of monthly searches. And now, while this is super important if you're advertising in Google Ads or Google search and you see the differences in cost, it's magnified in Facebook. You don't have to, this is something that you choose. On Facebook, you get to choose the words that you use. So if I am getting an ad together and crafting the ad copy for home buyers, then you bet that I'm going to use how to buy a house versus how to buy a home. And it's these tiny differences that make a huge difference. I mean, this is a great example, and I'm glad we ran across it, because you see the difference in monthly searches. And it's not because, and I know it's not going to translate directly into monthly searches on Facebook because Facebook is disruptive marketing, but this is the way that people are talking. This is the way that people are searching for it. So I would much rather craft ad copy that speaks directly into these searches, into this data, because I know people are actually searching for this. And again, I understand that Facebook is disruptive marketing, but when they're actually engaging with an ad, they're going to engage with terminology and searches or search terms that they're accustomed to. And that's just one example. You can go through here and get some additional example and really craft a perfect ad copy that will get people to move. So I hope this has been beneficial. If there's any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.